Daily Broadside, day 1026. I was just listening to something about Trump and how in the White House he demands there be carpet in the bathroom. And everybody was talking about it's just crazy, and all the comments are kind of funny. And I got to thinking, I was like, I had, we called them aunt and uncle, but they're basically my great aunt and uncle up in Jersey. We went to see 3 or 4 times a year. Real good friends with my parents. My dad's brother and his wife, great people, and all, and they had their bathroom carpeted. It was a 4 bedroom, 1 bath upstairs, and then downstairs had a half bath, and it was all carpeted. The kitchen was carpeted. Of course, it was like real thin kitchen carpet. It was almost like what we would call like commercial grade carpet, these days. Didn't have a lot of pile to it. But I'll always remember the first time I went up there. As a little kid, they lived there forever. It was the only house I ever knew them in. And it was this pink kind of, is it mauve? Is mauve pink and purple put together? I don't know, but it was pink and purple together carpet. And I think they changed it later on in like the 90s or something like that. But for most of my life, it was that. And it was very comforting. You get out of the shower and, you can just tickle your feet there on the carpet. It felt good, you know what I mean? And it was nice cooking. As long as you didn't spill stuff on the carpet while you're cooking, it's all good. But it was weird at the same time. And I remember one time we went up there and the wrath of my great aunt came down. It came up from the bowels of hell because my father had apparently not had the shower liner inside the tub and had gotten all the carpet wet, and she lit into the world with that. And you gotta expect that stuff to happen. It didn't have a shower door, it was a shower curtain, and one of those decorative things that goes on the outside of the shower curtain. The shower liner and shower curtain, I think that's what I'm talking about. The ones, one is for aesthetics and one is practical, to keep the water inside. So, what do you expect? At some point, somebody's going to come over who's a shower door person, and they're not familiar with, like, all these shower linings and what we're supposed to do with them, if you grow up in a house that just, you open a door, get in the shower, you shut the door, and you bathe, you don't know how to work a shower liner. You're sitting here like, why are there 3 different pieces of plastic and cloth and linen floating around in this? I don't know what to do. Next thing you know, old Jed's millionaire, and you've got a dang geyser erupting onto the carpeted bathroom. So I'm sure when they ripped that stuff up, it had some mild levels of mildewy whatever, but it was comfortable, I will say that. I can still remember that gaudy kitchen carpet. And maybe that was a thing back in the day. Maybe it's a thing in Jersey. I don't know. Maybe it's a northern, Yankees, y'all still, because I want to say Elvis had carpet in his kitchen. And maybe I've never been to Graceland. I've been to the Graceland. I've not been inside Graceland because I'm not paying $87 to look at a house that's not even that interesting. It's just a square. There's nothing interesting about that house. I can look at it online. Now, if you tell me you're going to let me go upstairs and look around in his bedroom and bathroom where he died, yeah, I'm all about. I'll pay $93. I just upped it $6, but nevertheless, that's a great place to park. I think parking a big box truck in a blind curve it's a brilliant idea. Anyway, another thing I'd like to say is Engelbert Humperdinck. All right, I saw him yesterday performing, and I was zooming in just like you do with Frankie Valli and Barry Manilow now, trying to figure out if he's lip singing. I don't think he was, but nevertheless, I didn't recognize these songs. But he's 90 years old and very, very old, as evidenced by the 90 I just threw out. But I thought to myself, I was like, now there's a name that it's just not fair. Like, if you grow up and your name's Humperdinck. There's so many, stupid jokes in that name alone. And then you're going to be like, what will we name the boy? Let's name him Engelbert. You can't name somebody Engelbert who's already a Humperdinck. That's just not fair. That dude had to be like the baddest fighter on earth just to make it out of elementary school without getting his head thrown in a toilet and tossed into a locker, But then I looked it up. That's not his real name. His name is Gordon Jerry Dorsey, D-O-R-S-E-Y. hails from British India. His mom was Irish and his dad was German, I think. Which he looks kind of Indian. So I don't know, he's got like some mix of something. I don't know what's going on with the old H, but his real name was that. And so when he started crooning in the 50s, he went by Jerry Dorsey, which that's got a nice ring to it. Coming to the stage, Jerry Dorsey. I've done, you know, whatever he's singing. I don't know any Engelbert Humperdinck songs. And then he gets a manager in, I think, 1965. And the manager's like, you know, he's a struggling musician at that point, and he gets him, he's like, hey, whoa, I got this. I know what we can do. Continuing, he's the guy that did Hansel and Gretel. He's a composer from like the 15 or 1600s. And you know that Jerry Dorsey at that point had to be like, what? Why would I do that? That's the weirdest suggestion I've ever heard. Like, why? Why would I take that? I mean, why don't I just become Tchaikovsky or Brahms or, I mean, Ludwig van? I don't get it. All my droogs will call me Ludwig van. Why would you do? That's just the most random. Plus, I didn't know Hansel and Gretel was an opera. I thought it was like a children's story, but apparently it's an opera from the, I think, the 16th century, which is really old. But yeah, and that Engelbert Humperdinck had this really wild, he had like a goatee thing, this really wild mustache thing going on. And if I, you know, my retort to the manager would be like, look, I'm only going to take Engelbert Humperdinck's name under one condition. I'm growing this out, you know, and I'm growing out the whole, I don't know, man, that's just weird. That's just so, but I feel better knowing that his parents weren't like, call him Engelbert, you know, Engelbert. What in the hell? Like that name makes sense in like 1560, you know, Germanic land or wherever the hell the Mr. Original Humperdinck came from, but that just, I imagine that the first night of the tour went under his new name. Is that Jerry Dorsey? No, I think it goes by Engelbert Humperdinck now. What? Yeah, it's a lot better now. What? You know, and all the Dorsey fans come out and they're like, I mean, think of that. Like, that's just kind of weird. Like, you know, one day you're listening to Elvis Presley and then he goes on, you know, his next little tour and he's, you know, Roger McClintock, you know, and you're like, what? Why did he change his name? What was wrong with Elvis? I don't know. It's just weird. But that's just the crazy part of the world. And I'll tell you another crazy part. It is 7,000 degrees outside. I don't even know how to define how hot it is. It feels like I'm in West Texas, you know, and I should be like just playing games and putting just eggs, just putting them on the concrete and watching how fast they just fry. Because I doubt very seriously it would take less than like 8 seconds. I might cook breakfast out in the driveway. All right, y'all have a good one. Big Itty. Dinner served. It's really not as hot as I thought it would be. Now I gotta clean this up.